Hello, viewers. This is Dr. Kamachima, and today I have brought another interesting topic where we're going to have a conversation about India's plan to have 12 space missions in 12 months. The second important topic is about the aircraft carrier competition between India and China. Indians are thinking, or they are going to send 12 missions in 2024. This is what the ISRO is saying. Uh, if I can tell you that India's share in global space economy is just 2%. Of the total global economy is $447 billion, and Indians are saying that by 2033 their share will increase by 8%, and by 2047 India's share will increase by 15%. So India is on one way, India is spending about much of the money in space economy. On the other hand, they are also going to inaugurate the Ram Mandir. So India's Prime Minister and India's government and India's BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, they are spending in religion. They are also spending in space. They are also spending in aircraft carrier. For example, as Chinese are putting more money in the aircraft carriers. Just recently, CCTV footage was shown by the Chinese media that a new Fujian aircraft carrier has been shown to media and to the public. The Indians also believe that they need to invest more into the aircraft carriers, and for this matter, India, already operates two aircraft carriers. The one is a Russian-made INS Vikramaditya, and the second one is INS Vikrant, which is India's first homegrown aircraft carrier. So in reality, India wants to be a major power in Indian Ocean. And for that matter, the Chinese believe that with the American support, Indians are going to be in Indian Ocean, and they are going to have the presence in the Bay of Bengal. And that's where the Chinese want to counter the Indians. But on the contrary, where I believe that Pakistan lags behind in terms of spending in space, Pakistan lags behind in spending in the naval capability because of Pakistan's internal political challenges, because of Pakistan's uncertainty. For instance, I was looking that India's ISRO is working jointly with NASA in a synthetic aperture radar satellite that will map the globe in 12 days. So what Indians are going to get? So they are going to get gather data into the ecosystems, in ice masses, in vegetation, in biomass, and they will also be able to understand where the sea level is rising, what is the situation of the groundwater, how the natural hazards are emerging, and what to do for that. What about the earthquakes? What about the tsunamis, volcanoes, and the landslides? So I think as India is working very closely with NASA and working very closely with the Americans, they're going to have the future knowledge about the developments which will be in the sea, under the sea, on the land, under the land, in the mountains. That is going to help Indians a lot. And if I just look at that, how Prime Minister Modi, who is practicing Hindu, and but at the same time he's spending so much into the science and technology. For instance, in the last 12 years. India has sent 424 foreign satellites launched by India. And out of those 424 foreign satellites, 389 were just sent in the last 9 years in the era of this current administration. So that tells that how India is spending money into this area. India has already in a major competition in space race with China, and where the Chinese are thinking to send human beings on the moon by 2030. The Indian Space Research Organization is also has been very active in 23, for instance, when there was a Chandrayaan 3 landing on the moon in the south pole of the moon. A solar observatory was also launched right after the Chandrayaan 3's moon landing was successful. So India is putting a lot of money in science and technology. India is getting into the competition with the Chinese. But on the contrary, if you see that Pakistan has some serious challenges when it comes to spending money in the science and technology, spending money into the sea. For instance, Pakistan has a big army, but the challenges which are emerging in the Red Sea, the challenges which are emerging in the international waters, that tells that Pakistan needs to spend more money into the navy so that Pakistan can look after all the merchant vessels which are coming in Pakistan. Pakistan can look after all the merchant vessels which are passing by from the Arabian Sea, so that Pakistan is in a better position, even to help international community, to help the global supply chain, to help the all these shipping lanes, and at the same time, Pakistan will be in a better position to give a message that Pakistan can protect its international waters. As Chinese are spending more money into the aircraft carriers and Chinese are spending more money, I think that is the right time to collaborate with China, because the problem with the Pakistan is that no Western country is going to invest in Pakistan's military hardware. Neither they are going to give Pakistan some aircraft carriers. So the only option and the only country which is left is China. But the problem with the Chinese naval capabilities that it is yet to be explored whether it will be capable enough to be successful when there is a war, because Chinese military hardware has not been tested anywhere. That is one of the major challenge when it comes to when we see about the Chinese, either Chinese Navy, Chinese Air Force. I think that's something where Pakistan has to be very careful. But since Pakistan doesn't have any kind of opportunities in terms of acquiring the military hardware, then the only option is left is just to rely on the Chinese naval capacity, Chinese naval capability. And at the same time, what Pakistan needs is to develop or to start working joint collaborations in research and development with the Chinese. So where, as Pakistan was able enough to have JF-17 Thunder, there should be strong probability that Pakistan can have better naval capability and capacity in coming years, looking the level of the threats which are emerging in the Red Sea, in Bab el-Mandeb, in Strait of Hormuz, in all these places that makes Pakistan, or that will force Pakistan to invest in these areas. But going back to understand that Narendra Modi's investment in religion, Narendra Modi's investment in science and technology, they are going side by side. And that's where Pakistan needs to see that how that the investment in science and technology and the investment in religion are making Prime Minister Modi a more popular person. In Pakistan, Pakistan's leaderships in the past, they have invested more in religion, they have invested more in madrasas, and Pakistan's leadership have only been thinking from the religious lens to Pakistan, to the region, and to the international community. Whereas if you just look at Prime Minister Modi, he's talking in term when he talks with the international community, he talks for business. When he talks with the international society, he talks only economy. But when he comes home, he also talk about business and he also talks about the religion. So and he takes forward and he shares the themes and ideas of Hindu school of thought with the international community, where he says that India's religious school of thoughts, particularly the Hindu school of thought, it only talks about raising and making the global family. So he says that our values are universal in nature and those needs to be embraced. I think first, to every leader, The most important thing is how to build the economy, how to raise a strong society, how to win confidence, how to get attract the global investors, and how to achieve the political stability. When all these things are achieved, then over the period of time, further developments are done. So that's why they are able enough to spend send more missions to the space. That is why they are thinking to spend some 8% into the space economy. That's where they are going to have the private investors to come and invest in space economy. I think that's where they are winning the confidence of the global society. And they are also working on their own capacity building when they tell the international society that they are into all these things. So, in my understanding, what I have concluded that take your religion, economy, society, politics all together. Just do not focus on religion alone. Otherwise, one will not be in a position to convince the international community and to get the investors' confidence from international society. These are the lessons which maybe in Pakistan and many other countries could be gathered from India's politics and from BJP's politics in my understanding. Thank you very much.